all stand out here. And watch out if any student, anyone from audience speaks. You tell me the name, whichever house. Please come and stand here. And if anyone from the audience speaks, irrespective of the house, tell me, and immediately that house will have 10 marks minus. Stand on the side. Then, a direct question will get 10 marks. The first question will be asked to class 6. If class 6 is able to answer, he will get 10 marks. If 6 is not able to answer, anyone from the team can answer, you have to raise your hand. You will get only one chance. If the first answer is wrong, no passing it on, you will get 0. If you answer correctly, you will get 5 marks. Agree? Yes. Shall we start now because we are already late? Maths, you want to the first question to class 6, to off-peacock house. What is Ashoka's Dhamma? Stand up. When I ask question, you stand up. Class 6. What was Ashoka's Dhamma? Anyone from the team? Anyone from the team? No one knows. Does anyone know in the audience? Ashoka's Dhamma? Dhamma ya Dharma? Nobody. He pleaded for religious tolerance. He says tolerance created harmony and non-violence. Okay, 0 marks. The second question to Lotus House, class 6. What was Ashoka's message to his people? What was Ashoka's message to his people? Louder.
Not to sacrifice animals.
Anyone from the team? His message was, instead of rituals practiced, like when a child is born, when somebody dies, when somebody gets married, you perform a lot of rituals. Instead of that, you treat the servants with respect. Treat all creatures with compassion. Give gifts to Brahmins. Do good things as a human being. Nobody gets marks. The Bible house. How did Ashoka spread his teachings?
Ashoka opened his explanation offices known as Dhammahamata. They went from place to place, teaching people. He sent his messengers to Greece, Egypt, Sri Lanka.
It's one way of spreading his message. Then there are still other ways. He inscribed his messages and he sent messengers. Right answer, 10 points. Tiger House, how did the Kalinga War bring about a change in Ashoka's attitude towards war?
In Kalinga War, there was too much death of men and women and children. So the Ashoka get disappointed because the war was
Anyone from the team? The most important point he did not touch. He decided never to fight war. That was the most important one. That was a turning point in his life. He saw the bloodshed, he saw the violence, and he said, never in life will I fight another war. And he stopped fighting wars. Nobody gets a point. Sorry, the Tiger House does not get a point. We go to the second round to class 7. Who were the Mughals? And it's from your textbook. Anyone from the team? Anyone from the audience? Who were the Mughals? Genghis Khan. And from father's side, can you complete now? From the father's side, they were the descendants of Taimur. Nobody gets any marks. Yes. Lotus House. Who was the first Mughal emperor? Describe two of his major conquests. Who was the first Mughal emperor? Describe two of his major conquests. Anyone from the team? It's from your textbook.
First Mughal emperor was Babur.
Anyone? You won't get marks unless you complete the question. Describe two of his important contests. Yes, Babur was the first Mughal emperor. He defeated Ibrahim Lodi and his husband supporters where? Where? Which battle? At the Battle of Panipat. Okay. Question number 3. Banyan House. He was 13 years old when he became an emperor. He was the regent of Bahram Khan. Who was he? State two of his major achievements.
He was Akbar. He was Akbar. He had made Agra fort in Agra.
Major achievements of Akbar. Yes, no, but you don't get the, you have not completed the answer, so you won't get any mark. His military campaigns against neighboring kingdoms of Afghans, Marwa, Gondwana. Yes. Question number 4. Tiger House. What was the Mughal tradition of success? Did they not believe in the rule of primogeniture? That is, while the eldest son inherited his father's estate. What custom did they follow? What was the Mughal tradition of succession?
Mughal tradition of succession was from father to the son.
Anyone in the team? I gave you a hint. They did not follow the system of inheritance from the eldest inherit all father's property. Instead, they divided father's property equally among all sons. No one gets marks. Class 8. How did the tribals earn their living? Anyone from the team?
Hunting, gathering,
Some were hunters, then
some were gatherers.
some were gatherers, was lost.
Yes.
So they could not hunt, they could not cultivate, they could not gather from the forest. Yes, they get 5 marks. How did the forest laws made by the Britishers affect the tribals?
The forest laws, the tribals were not allowed to enter the forest place. They were forced to leave the forest and find other works in villages such as other works in villages. They were appointed as heads of villages, industries, and farms. They became marginalized, and the customs and rituals were not. They became marginalized, and the customs and rituals were not even recognized.
Yes, they become marginalized citizens. They lost their means of living. Forests became reserved areas. That's one point you did not say, but most of the points you said. Forests became a state property. 5 marks. Because she has not said 2 points. Question number 4. How did the tribals live in spite of the strict laws? How did the tribals live in spite of the strict laws?
The tribals lived as laborers in fields, workers in construction sites. They worked in small jobs and were several people in the cities. They became marginalized communities.
Yes, the answer is almost 99%, 90% right. And they were also given, some tribals were given small patches of land in forest, so on condition that they will look after the forest and help the colonizers. 5 marks. Because of the Class 9. How did the Russian Revolution inspire Indians? How did the Russian Revolution inspire Indians?
Many Indians were inspired by the Russian Revolution, like Raja Raman Rai and Tipu Sultan. Raja Raman Rai. They learned how to revolt against the autocracy, how to end the autocracy in their country.
A very important point you have received. Anyone from the team?
They learned how to fight for independence and how to establish self-rule.
How did the Russian Revolution inspire Indians? Anyone from the audience? Class 10, class 9, class 10? The Russian Revolution. Who won the Russian Revolution? Which party? Which party became victorious, successful? Russia. Which party came up as a result of the Russian Revolution? The Communist Party came up. Now do you remember what happened? It inspired. That's exactly that. That is not the point. What happened during the Russian Revolution? Who are the great communist leaders that came up? Who are the great communist leaders that came up? Who are the great communist leaders that came up? Or what were the counter ideas of Mahatma Gandhi? Hitler's ideas, just now I told you. What were Hitler's ideas? I've already said. You should have listened. Now, what would Mahatma Gandhi tell Hitler? Would Mahatma Gandhi say that Hitler is right? Or what would Mahatma Gandhi tell Hitler?
Mahatma Gandhi would say that Hitler is wrong because Mahatma Gandhi would say there should not be discriminations among religions. Everyone should be considered equal. Hitler treated everyone in a very bad manner. So Mahatma Gandhi would.
Your answer is not to the point. Anyone from the team? You did not listen to the discrimination that I talked about. Yes?
Mahatma Gandhi followed non-violence and Hitler was following.
Now, anyone from the audience? What were the main points that Hitler was basing his discrimination? Now see what I say, I read out. Hitler said, believed in the survival of the strongest and the fittest. What did Mahatma Gandhi say?
Mahatma Gandhi said that
He went to protect the weaker sections of the society. Hindus were the majority people in India. Therefore, Mahatma Gandhi went out to serve whom?
to support
The Muslims, the minorities. Then Hitler said Aryans was the finest race and it had retained its purity, become stronger and dominate the world. Did Mahatma Gandhi himself a Hindu? Did he support the Hindutva? Did he support the Hindus openly? Although he practiced Hindu religion, he stood for all Indians. He wanted to ensure the support of Muslims, Hindus, the Parsis, the Christians, everyone together. He never discriminated. Yes. So you don't get any marks from that. Question number 4, Tiger House. What were the ideas of foresters and villagers about a good forest? What did the foresters believe a good forest should be? What did the villagers believe a forest would be?
The foresters believe a good forest should contain all types of trees that would fulfill their needs for medicines, food, shelter, etc. Villagers believe that a good forest should provide fertile land for cultivation.
You have misunderstood the question. Who are the foresters? Anyone? Who are the foresters? Means forest officials. So the very good foresters being those who guard the forest. What do they want from the forest? Do they want a livelihood or do they want money? They want money. So what do the foresters want to grow? A good forest should look what? Good forest should contain what? Anyone? Costly timber like teak. Costly timber. So that they can earn more and more money. But what do the villagers want from the forest? Their livelihood. Therefore, the forest should contain all kinds of trees which would provide them with medicine, with fruits, with firewood, with leaves that will help them in their day-to-day life. Yes. Class 10. What was the problem?
So the tax was passed by the Imperial Legislative Council. It gave the British government power to suppress political activities and detain Indian political prisoners without trial for 2 years.
Yes, that was the act, the law that was made in England without the participation of Indians in order to suppress any political dared to, they could be detained and jailed them for 2 years without any trial. That was the power of that. 2. Lotus House. What was the Khalifa movement?
Ottoman Empire took part in First World War, and when it fought from Central Powers and it was defeated in First World War, the Allies decided to put a fight on Ottoman Empire. They decided, rumors spread that Khalifa, who was the spiritual head of Islam, will be punished. So Muslim leaders started protesting against it. They met Gandhiji and started Khilafat movement in the support of Khalifa.
Yes, Khalifa movement was in support of Khalifa against any punishment that may be given to him. What was the idea of civil disobedience movement?
The idea of civil disobedience movement was to support the workers and farmers and poor peasants.
What was the idea of civil disobedience movement?
Civil disobedience movement was against Britishers who practice harsh discrimination on Indians. It was started to support these peasants in.
No, you have not come to the main point. Civil disobedience movement. That is, Indians decided to disobey the British officers in all matters. They decided to not to cooperate with the British officers. In what? In every field. They would not take up any government jobs. They gave up all government jobs. They gave up all foreign clothes. They burned off all foreign clothes. They gave up, they broke the forest laws. And the colonial laws were not followed. All the laws made by the colonial officers were not followed. They resigned from all government jobs, government colleges. So they disobeyed all laws made by the Britishers. Civil disobedience movement. In protest against all the cruelties done by the Britishers on Indians. Indians wanted the Britishers to leave the country and give independence to India. No marks. What does Mahatma Gandhi mean when he says Satyagraha is an active resistance?
When Mahatma Gandhi said that Satyagraha is active resistance, he meant that Satyagraha cannot be achieved by violence, it can achieve by only non-violence.
The answer is not complete. There's only one point which you said right, but it's not complete. Satyagraha is not an active resistance. But what is Satyagraha? Anyone from the team? Mahatma Gandhi means it's not a physical fight, but it is a pure strength of the soul. With your knowledge and love for the country. It is non-violence. Through non-violence, you fight against injustice. You fight against violence through non-violence. It is an active strength of the soul, power of love. It is not a physical force. Yes. The second question. First round is over.
Yes, in first round, Become got 10 marks. Lotus House got 25 marks. Sunday House got 15 marks. And Tiger House got 5 marks.
Identify the person who said this. Anyone from the team? Anyone from the audience? Who said it? Mahavira is the right answer. Yes, Kubani House. It is both wrong to praise one's own religion or criticize others' religion. It is wrong to praise my own religion or criticize somebody else's religion. Who said it? Anyone from the team? It is wrong to praise my own religion or criticize somebody else's religion. Anyone from the audience? Right, Ashoka said it. Number 4. Listen to the question. His edicts still speak to us in a language we can understand and we can learn much from them. Who said this? His edicts still speak to us in a language we can understand and we can learn much from them. Who said it? Anyone from the team? Yes, audience? Wrong. Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru said it. His edicts. Whose edicts? Whose edicts are famous? Who got edicts inscribed and placed in places? So his edicts inspire us still. Okay, no one gets it. This class 7. Who said, if there is a paradise on earth, it is here, it is here, it is here. Is it your textbook? Who said it? Anyone? From the audience? Shahjahan. Yes. Number 2, Lotus House. He sailed down the African coast, went round the Cape of Good Hope, and crossed over to the Indian Ocean. Who was he? He sailed down the African coast, went round the Cape of Good Hope, and crossed over to the Indian Ocean. Who was he? Anyone from the team? Vasco da Gama? And then she said it. Who was it? Vasco da Gama, yes. I'm so easy. But they get no much. She said Mahatma Gandhi. Number 3. It was the gateway for trade with West Asia via the Gulf of Hormuz. It is also called the gate to Mecca. What is the place? Surat is the right answer. It was the capital of the Cholas. It was a temple that who is here? It was the capital of the Cholas. It was also a temple town.
Punjab.
Punjab is right. Class 8. Identify the person. He was the last Mughal emperor. He was tried and sentenced to life imprisonment and sent to a prison in Rangoon where he died. Yes, Bahadur Shah. She raised and led an army of 4,000 men against the British who had taken over the administration of her state. She embraced death when surrounded by the British Anyone from the team? Anyone from the audience? Now you are not going to get any marks. Avanti by Rodi. Yes. Number 3, Bani House. He was the general of Nana Sahib. He escaped to the jungles of central India and continued to fight. He was captured and killed. He was a general of Nana Sahib. He escaped to the jungles of central India and continued to fight. He was captured and killed. Anyone from the team? Anyone from the audience? Tangiato is the right answer. Number 4. He was the adopted son of the late Peshwa Bajirao. He lived in Kanpur. He gathered armed forces and expelled the British garrison from the city. He proclaimed himself as a Peshwa.
Peshwa Nana Sahib.
Nana Sahib. He believed that workers had to overthrow capitalism and the rule of private property. So, workers had to construct a socially controlled society. Karl Marx. He was the Bolshevik leader. He demanded that land be transferred to the peasants and banks to be nationalized, and the Bolshevik Party be renamed as the Communist Party.
He was the Lenin.
Yes, it's Lenin. Yes, right. He was born in Austria in 1889. He spent his youth in poverty. He enrolled for the army and won medals for bravery. He became leader of a great nation. Hitler is the right answer. He collectivized farms, eliminated kulaks, took land from peasants and established large farms and cultivated them with machinery. Stalin. He fought for democracy, but when he got power, he destroyed democracy but introduced revolutionary reforms. Yes. He was the architect of German unification and nation state. He was its chief minister, whom he supported William I as his emperor. Yes, Otto. He tried to unite Italy into a republic in 1830s. He formed a secret society for this purpose. Mazzini, Giuseppe Mazzini. Therefore, she wore a red cap, the tricolor. Her statue And then the second round.
Peacock House got 40 marks. House got 20 marks. Lion House 30 marks. Tiger House 40 marks.
Now we begin the third and fourth round in on the right side. Class 6. Teachers, please watch out. There's a lot of talk going on there. What is the study of coins known as? Anyone from the group? Anyone from the audience? What is the study of coins? Numismatics. Question number, yes. The earliest manuscripts were written on a lot of whispers are going on. I'll cancel the question, cancel everybody's second round. If you are not identified. On what were the earliest manuscripts written? Answer is very clear. Anyone from the team?
Rocks, the manuscripts are written on.
No answer is wrong yet.
Palm leaves and
Palm leaves. On palm leaves. Not leaves, on palm leaves you have to tell the answer. There's no answer for that. Question number 3, Clovis House. Where were the megalithic burials held? Where were megalithic burials prevalent? Burials prevalent. Anyone from the team? From the audience? The Deccan regions. No one gets the answer. Question number 4. Who founded the Mauryan Empire? Chandragupta Maurya. Class 7. Who was the father of the Rashtrapita dynasty? Choose the right answer. Devpala, Gandhi Durga, Gandhi is the right answer. Who was the founder of the Mughal Empire? Akbar, Babur. Babur is the right answer. Who was the founder of the Delhi Sultanate? Qutb Aibak, Shamsuddin Qutb. It's wrong. It's Qutb Aibak is the right answer. Number 4. Who established the Lodi dynasty? Bahlul Lodi, Ibrahim Lodi. Wrong answer is Bahlul Lodi. Class 8. Choose the right answer. When was the Battle of Plassey fought between the Nawab of Bengal and British? 23rd September 1757, 23rd December 1757, 23rd November 1757, 23rd June 1757. The Battle of Plassey fought.
23rd September.
Wrong answer is 23rd June 1757. Number 2. What is the significance of the preamble of the Indian Constitution? It states the objectives of the president. It states the objectives of the election. It states the objectives of the Constitution. None of these. Right. soil conservation, mulching, shelter beds, contour flowering, all of these.
All of this.
All of these is the right answer. So, how many members are there in the Rajya Sabha? 240 elected members, 233 elected members, 230 elected members, none of these. Wrong. 233 elected members. Yes. No. Class 9. In 20th century, the vast majority of Russians were dependent on. In the 20th century, the majority of Russians were dependent on A. Industries, B. Agriculture, C. Fishing, D. Poultry.
Agriculture.
Agriculture is the right answer. Which of the following events had inspired the Indian Constitution? A. French Revolution, B. Bill of Rights in the US, C. Social Revolution in Russia. All of these had inspired the Indian Constitution. All of these is the right answer. The highest peak in the Western Ghat is Areli, Mahendragiri, Doba Bita, Javdi. Yes, Mahendragiri. The US dropped the atom bomb on Tokyo, Hiroshima, Nagasaki, Fukuoka. Hiroshima. Last one. Which among the following statement is true regarding renewable sources? Which statement is true regarding renewable resources? A. Renewable resources are available only in the developed nations. B. Renewable resources are in abundance. C. Renewable resources are fixed and they are bound to get exhausted. D. Renewable resources are replenished by nature over a period of time.
Renewable resources are replenished over the period of time. Option B.
Answer is wrong. Over a long period of time. Answer is C. Renewable resources are fixed and they are bound to get exhausted. Number 2. The Constitution of India divided the powers among which of the following? Between center and states in 2 lists. B. Between center and states in 3 lists. C. Specify the powers of the states and left the residual powers with the center. D. Listed the powers of the states and left the undefined powers to the state.
Option number first, Constitution divided the power between state and central in both
legislature at federal level. 3. Double citizenship. 4. Independent and impartial judiciary. I repeat. Number 1. Which of the following federal principles are found in the Indian Federation? The question is very good. Now, which are they? Equal representation of states in the second house. Number 2. Bicameral legislature at federal level. Then 3. Double citizenship. 4. Independent and impartial judiciary.
4. Independent and impartial judiciary.
Anyone from the house? From the team? Anyone from the audience? Now I stress the word. What was that? Principles. What does that mean? There should be more than one. So you said one correctly, and the second one is bicameral legislature at federal level. So you get no points, no marks. Choose, identify the country. It is a small country. It shares borders with France, Netherlands, and Germany. The government is divided the powers equally between Dutch, French, and the French-speaking people. The power sharing is also seen in political parties. Is it Germany? Is it Belgium? Is it Sri Lanka? Is it
Belgium.
Belgium is the right.
Yes, in round 3, Peacock got 30 marks. Lotus got 20 marks. Lion House got 30 marks. And Tiger House got 20 marks. Those who will talk,
and identify the picture. There's whispers going on. Yes.
Pyramids of Egypt.
Yes, right answer.
Great.
Hey, it's not for you now. One question.
You finished yours. Next. Yes, identify the picture.
Great.
Yes, it's a great. Okay, finished. You are not getting any marks. Sit down. You are not getting because your audience, and all of you are not getting. I think we cancel the whole question because from where did the talk come? From they themselves, you are responsible. So nobody gets any marks for it. You go to the second, you go to class 7. Class 6 turn is over. Nobody is cancelled the class 6 marks. Questions are not asked to class 6. Class 7. Yes, identify the picture.
Architecture of Hampi.
Wrong. Can anyone else tell?
Ellora.
Ellora caves. No one gets marks. Again, you are talking. Yes, the next.
It is the chariot of a Vitthal temple of Hampi.
Yes, it is the hump. Right. It's the right.
No, not wrong.
He was wrong. She said. Yes, now questions to class 8.
Rani Lakshmi.
Yes, Rani Lakshmi Bai Bai. Yes.
Don't laugh.
Anyone from team? No. Audience? Look at the water down. Where is it? Yes. Oil, drilling of oil from the sea. Yes. No one gets any marks. Next.
Jamnani.
Not that it is Kalambari. Yes, the next. Okay, talk. Teachers, watch them. Toy of, huh? You are not exact. Yes, anyone from the team? Third type of Tipu Sultan, 5 marks. Class 9. Now, which number? Which number denotes a Ramani range on the given map?
Options are also.
Yes. A, 1, B, 4, C, 6, D, 7. B4 is the right answer. Which number denotes the Malwa plateau on the given map of India? A1, B3, C5, D, none of the above. Wrong. It is D, none of the above. Question number 3. Which number shows the Satpura mountain range in the given map? A1, B4, C6, B7. There's another shoe. Don't give me a question mark. Tell me your answer. This number shows the C6 is the right answer. Which of the following number on the given map shows the Garo Hills? A7, B8, C9, D10. C9 is the right answer. Past 10.
Next.
Look carefully. What is this event? Look carefully and tell what is this event.
Salt march.
Wrong. What is this? Anyone from the center? No. You see the burn of the stick. When was there burning taking place? Which movement? Anyone?
Boycott of foreign goods, civil disobedience.
Civil disobedience goes on. Boycott, burning of all clothes and so on. There's the second. What's the second? Yes, it is the Dandi March. Yes. Yes, time is over. Anyone? Very clear. What is it? Anyone? The salt satyagraha, the salt law. Taking of the salt, sir. Mahatma Gandhi is taking the salt and very white. That's why I gave very little time. It was very clear. Yes, the next. Look carefully. You would know it.
First one.
What?
It's all Indian independence struggle.
The Chowri Chowra incident.
Who are all these? What is all this here? What is all this? What is all this? There, now no marks. But look at this. I told you to look carefully. Look at this here. Look at these here. Can you get yes now? It was very simple. No marks much. Yes. Now second round is over. One more round.
Yes, round 4. Peacock House got 15 marks. Lotus House 20 marks. Onion House 20 marks. And Tiger House 20 marks.
Now the last round. Last round is the next. Last set. Are you ready? When was the word secular socialist added to the Indian Constitution? Our Constitution is a secular socialist constitution. When was this added? Wrong. No one. Pass it on to the audience. In English. Who was the chairman of the drafting committee?
Dr. Babasaheb
Yes. When was the Constitution of India adopted by the Constituent Assembly? And the Constitution of India adopted by the Constituent Assembly.
1976.
Anyone from the 26 November 1949. Who said? People throw stones at you and you convert them into milestones. Anyone from the Anyone from the audience? People throw stones at you and you convert them into milestones. Who said it? Sachin Tendulkar. You are just your intelligence. Who said it? Anyone from the team? Kalpana Chawla. Our nation is like a tree, of which the original trunk is the Swarajya, and the branches are Swaveshim and Boycott. Who said it? No. Anyone from the team? No. Bad and right. दुश्मनी की गोलियां ये हम सामना करेंगे आजादी ही रहेगा है आजादी ही रहेगी Anyone from the team? Chandrasekhar Azad. Class 9. I learned that courage was not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. I learned that courage was not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. Anyone from the team? Yes, Nelson Mandela. My best friend is a person who will give me a book that I have not read. Anyone from the team? Anyone from the audience? Abraham Lincoln. Dream, dream, dream. Dreams transform into thoughts, and thoughts result in action. When I write, I can shake off all my cares. When I write, I can shake off all my cares. Anyone from the team? The audience should know, class 10 should know, 9 should know. Who said it? I'm fine. Yes, class 10. Every citizen of India must remember that he is an Indian and he has every right in this country, but with certain duties. Who said it? Every citizen of India must remember that he is an Indian and he has every right in this country, but with certain duties. Anyone in the team? No. Audience? Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. The sword of revolution is sharpened on the whetted stone ideas. The sword of revolution is sharpened on the whetting stone of ideas. Anyone in the team? From the audience? Bhagat Singh. One individual may die for an idea, but that idea will, after his death, incarnate itself in 1,000 lives. That is, will take life. One individual may die for an idea, but that idea will be born again in 1,000 lives. Listen. Wrong. Anyone? No, Subhash Chandra Bose. No, uttered from the deepest conviction is better than a yes, merely uttered to please in order to avoid trouble. I repeat, no, uttered from the deepest conviction is better than a yes, merely uttered to please someone or to avoid trouble. Right. With that, we come to the end.
Because of 15 marks, therefore. Lotus House, no marks. Vanian House, 20 marks. House, 10 marks.
We must conduct more of these programs so that you sharpen your general knowledge. At least once a month, do we have time? Don't have time. Your examination months are coming. From next academic year. At least one quiz every 3 months or a quarter. There are how many exams?